Alright guys, we are about to start here into the semifinals. We have OWKings taking on Luminosity Gaming, aka LG. We are waiting on the final members of LG to go ahead and join up. It looks like we are missing Mineral, and we are missing one other. I always hate playing this game of, oh, there's there's 4 or 5 here. Who's the one missing? I always forget the last name of the players. Just goes without saying at this point for me. But nonetheless, guys, this is going to be the semifinals. You guys are watching the ESL Go4 Overwatch Cup July final. Sorry, so used to saying the monthly cup or weekly cups, but this is the monthly finals. It is the July finals. If you guys are curious on any of the standings as to how the teams got here, what teams didn't make it because of standings, whatever it is, you guys can go ahead and type in !standings, and Mobot will hook you up with a link to the overall Go4 page as well as a link to just the July standings. The August standings will start to take the place of that, so that I'm not sure, I haven't checked that yet today, but if that has done it, then the second link is going to be your friend for looking at the standings for July. In addition to that, guys, we are going to be watching the finals right after this. This is for €900 after this. The winner of this guarantees themselves €300. It is first place 600, second place 300. Every weekly cup is €150 given away to the winners. So teams that have won this and won a monthly are definitely feeling very comfortable in that respect. And at the same time, guys, it is good pocket change for the organization and a good opportunity to go ahead and solidify yourselves for these upcoming teams. I mean, at this point, this side of the bracket is definitely established teams, and it is a story to be told here. OWKings, once a team, honestly rising to the top of the T1 scene. They were looking incredibly terrifying to play against for even some of the best teams such as Misfit, Rogue, Creation. They were taking games off of them and looking very good against them. Since then, since they've had some roster swaps, since they've had some changes, it has been a little bit more shaky for them. They did go ahead and eke out the win on Hollywood. Well, they got the full hold, and then they ended up winning on Gibraltar, taking a 2-0 victory in their series, whereas LG used to be too strong. They got picked up by Luminosity Gaming after the North American squad did not continue to sign their contract or decided not to re-sign with Luminosity Gaming. They ended up getting picked up by Energy. That's where Siegel and squad is. But LG ends up picking up too strong. Now, they'll be moving that team eventually over to North America, but for now, they are a European team, and they are very, very strong since they've been picked up by that organization. I definitely agree with the analysis that was made over on in the Overwatch Open, which is that when you have a strong team, teams like Too Strong, back in the day, we look at Graviton Surge and Misfits now. When those teams are performing well, they get picked up by an organization, and then they just look that much better because they have that fire lit under them. Well, these guys believe in us. They're willing to back us. They're willing to put money out there for us to play this game, and that says a lot to players, and that can give you an extra confidence level, the ability to actually play to that next step that would allow you to secure a Tier 1 berth, which is what they are looking for. Both of these teams on that road, on that course, that's where they want to go. Of course, the other way is, of course, down the ladder, but that's never the direction you want to go as a player, both professionally and casually in a competitive sense. We are just going to be missing one player. It isn't Ruster. It isn't Maniton. Who is it? Why am I having such a hard time remembering? It's not their other support player, because we got Zave and Mineral. We got Maniton and Ruster. Icefelt. Yeah, of course, the McCree player. There we go. So I can go ahead and switch over to this. So we'll be getting into it, guys. Let me go ahead and let them know ready when players are. And then I can go ahead and swap this to the caster screen for you guys and start updating this. It is going to be OWKings first on the offense, so I will need to go ahead and swap that up. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and set this up right now, guys, for you guys. As this should be, this is Team 2-2, so this is going to be OWKings, and this is going to be LG. And then we do need to edit this to not be this, so it is LG. And then if I am decent at production, when I press a few buttons here in a moment, guys, the titles will swap, so they are proper. And it looks like, yeah, players are gonna continue to agree to play without the anti-cheat on account of the VOD integrity and the stability of the game, so that we can continue playing. And let me do this. Wow, production value, right? Oh, that didn't do anything. Let me just do this real quick. There we go. That looks much better. And of course, I do need to actually do a little bit here. But yeah, guys, it is going to be a situation where I definitely feel like... Okay, it looks like we are just going to be needing Linu, the other caster, for the French stream, and then we're underway. LG is definitely the favorite in my opinion in this series. They definitely have been looking better lately, but at the same time, I think that Overwatch Kings has the potential to go ahead and take them out. There's always that opportunity. That's the beauty about esports, and that's the beauty about a brand new game, is that, I mean, whenever I talk about this conversation, I always like to personally bring up Oh No, partially because of personal backing. I do know, or our personal experience, I do know one of the players, Fact Fiction, from my competitive experience in Dota, but he got into Overwatch, got it since the launch of the game, didn't play in closed beta. The rest of the Oh No squad, they have 2 members that participated in some closed beta tournaments and did some closed beta competition, but mainly just ladder play and practice. And Oh No is a North American team that was 1 win away from being able to make it to the Atlantic Showdown without a sponsor, without an organization. There are definitely opportunities for new players out there. So if you guys are thinking about competing, it's something that you are interested in, I definitely encourage going out there and looking into it. Of course, it can be a very challenging and stressful thing to do, but at the same time, if it is something that you are interested in doing, definitely be looking out there, because there are lots of opportunities, and good practice, teamwork, and skill can take you a long place in the Overwatch competitive scene right now, as of course it is very young. And I gotta say, at the same time, maybe some of it is just, at the end of the day, Oh No playing very well as a team. They don't really have any stars in the same caliber as if you look at like the IDDQD, you look at the Tailspin, the Taimus, the Seagull, I guess, is one who lately I don't think he's been definitely playing to the same degree. Gods has definitely been one that's been stepping up for energy, though. And then if you look over at the side of the European scene, of course, Reunited, KYB has been definitely showing a huge, or Kib, showing a huge improvement from when he was picked up onto Reunited to now. And I mean, of course, Too Easy, he hasn't been doing so well on the team of We United. They haven't had a major performance that has solidified them back into the Tier 1. But nonetheless, it is a situation where the teams that don't have that star power are still showing up and appearing deep into these tournament runs. Good luck, have funs will be called. And we'll be getting right into this match, guys. This is Overwatch Kings, let me make sure it's correct, will be starting the offense against the side of LG, as we'll be watching them come out of here and get into their defensive positions here on Kings Row for the first map. Again, guys, another best of 3, and then after this it is going to be the best of 5 finals, and the winner of the best of 5 takes home €600. Winner of this series guarantees themselves €300, as if you are in second place of the tournament, you still get money. Now, however, if you lose this, you are just playing for third place, and the third place decider, there is no money to be made for winning that. We'll go ahead and start the introductions for the side of LG as we follow them on to the point. Tasani over here going to be picking up the Reaper for his team. We have Mineral once again going to be picking up a Lucio. Icefelt, no surprise. McCree once again. We have Zave on his Zenyatta over here for the side of Ruster. We have a Reinhardt, and then last but not least, Maniton. Well, he's deadlifting, carrying his noobs across the finish line. The rest of LG is probably going to give me so much crap for that. I don't care. Zarya is a deadlifting hero, right? Zarya carries. That's what she does. She lifts very hard. Do you even lift? Adatonian over here asking themselves that question. Will Overwatch Kings lift themselves to victory against LG? Or will it be the side of LG? Tweety going to be picking up the Reinhardt. Rib going to be picking up his own Russian body lifter. Or it is going to be Zarya for him. Likely going to be on to the Zenyatta. We have Clown going to be picking up DJ, Lucio, and then last but not least is going to be McCree, who, well, probably deserves a special name at this point, considering how much we see him, but nonetheless, it is going to be Olba. Let's see what he can get any shots here. There's going to be charge initiation out, barrier onto the Reinhardt, as there's going to be a flashbang. He saw Olba looking to the ground, so he ended up using the Wraith Form preemptively. I'd like that decision-making from Cine, as he is making that smart play, as Tweety's going to end up being fallen to Zave. Zave, good kills from him, but Ruster goes down as well. Olba is the one to get that kill, and now Zave getting those Discord orbs up, trying to help his team get those picks, and it looks like, yes, Cine in the background going to be able to take out Likely with that orb on. Another orb going to be going out here in a moment, I imagine, as Cine is still getting a lot of work done. He's still alive at 50% HP, looking for those targets with the orb up on him. It looks like, oh, they're going to be able to take out Rib. Rib ends up falling, and that's the first minute of the push cleaned up as the side of Luminosity with a very strong defense to start out on Kings Row. Icefelt getting a lot of damage done. And I got to say, Zave did as well. If you go ahead and look over here, maybe it actually Mineral, to be fair. I mean, Lucio is one of those heroes that honestly I feel like it does This is why I really can't wait till we have more spectator client features and I can go ahead and show you guys damage breakdowns for each hero. But I would be surprised if it wasn't Mineral sitting pretty high on the damage breakdown right now. Cindy's going to end up going down to Adatonian, as Adatonian is now going to go down to Maniton. We're going to switch over to Tweety as he's going to try to fight it out, but a Deadeye that comes out from Icefeld ends up shutting him down very quickly with the assistance of Maniton taking out Adatonian, and now it looks like Ruster is going to end up taking out Rib, Zave onto Clown, and last but not least, it is Maniton cleaning up the last member, and that is functionally a team kill as OWKings is not able to get on the point and get anything done quite yet. There's about 2 minutes left on the stopwatch remaining, or on the clock remaining here for the side of OWKings to go ahead and get the payload active. They have built themselves some decent ultimate charge. We are going to have an Earth Shatter coming out from Tweety. We do have a Sound Barrier available for Clown, and Transcendence available for Likely. But there's going to be an initiation Earth Shatter. We'll go ahead and see how many it ended up hitting, but it doesn't look like that many. Not sure which Earth Shatter that was. It looks like it was the offensive. As no, that's going to be there. It is. Tweety's going to go ahead and use that to clean up in the background. Cindy does have the Death Blossom available, so he does go down with his ultimate up and available. So not good for them in that respect, but it looks like the payload point finally going to start getting contested here by the offense as Tweety steps onto it and asserts the side of OWKings onto it. Now it's a question whether or not the defense will be able to get back here and get a aggressive push and stop it. Going to go ahead and stall after one tick. Well, one tick has been taken. The second tick is what they need to be looking to prevent here, as Clown's going to go ahead and go for the sound barrier, but Maniton takes out Tweety, and there's going to be a Graviton Surge coming out from the side of the offense. We also have a Deadeye coming out from Olba. He could get a lot done with it, but no, just enough to shred the barrier, and he's still going to end up going down to Icefelt with the superior McCree play as he gets himself a 3K, taking out Olba, Clown, and Rib. And this is Icefelt coming into his own here on this match, and right now LG is looking like a terrifying squad to play against, guys. I think they're the favorite to win the tournament. Not gonna lie that both OWKings and Too Strong, back when LG was Too Strong, there are teams that I watched a lot, teams that I got to cast early on in my opportunities for casting, and I have a lot of personal, there's going to be a Death Blossom coming out here as it looks like Adatonian's going to get a good play on Icefelt there in the background, but it's not enough as there was the Transcendence to go ahead and cancel out the rest. To Senny, Ruster, 2 kills for themselves each as Tweety answers back, and the offense is going to be able to trade out here as Adatonian takes out Mineral, but Senny still alive, still getting work done for his team, and a Death Blossom. Can he get anything done with it? It's going to be so close. No. Tweety, with the great barrier play, along with the help of Adatonian, is able to go ahead and stall it up, but that's going to be Zave actually able to take out Adatonian. He does go down, and now Icefelt on that Tracer does have a recall available and does have a health pack that he's able to pick up, was able to get it now 100 HP. Going to be looking for the stall in just a moment here as he's going to go ahead and dash in and get the contest, and there's going to be the Transcendence, the sound barrier going out for the side of the defense as they try to get it set up, but Tweety, he's going to go ahead and shut it down with a huge Earth Shatter, stopping all of the defense from continuing to get back on this point. They should be able to stall it to overtime, though, at this rate as Adatonian kill feed. It's nothing but the offense, and LG definitely looking to stall it up for as long as possible. 4 minutes and 3 seconds is when they end up capping the point, and OWKings at the last minute possible able to go ahead and activate the payload, and we will move into the streets phase for Kings Row. But what I wanted to say was LG and OWKings are both teams that hold a little bit of special place in my heart, as of course they were early on teams that I casted a lot of, and I definitely have a lot of fanship for them in that respect. But at the same time, watching them go at it right now, it definitely looks like over the last few weeks, LG, aka at the time it would have been Too Strong, now LG, they've been looking very good and they've been continuing to improve. OWKings, though, they seem to be struggling, they seem to be having some issues here and there, and if they could transcend those issues, they have the individual skill. Icefelt taking a lot of damage from Adatonian in the background. Adatonian's going to go ahead and back up here. He does get chased down, does able to get the health pack, but he doesn't have a Wraith form available, and there's going to be a Graviton Surge in the building, all on the side of the defense, and this is LG taking a lot of damage from it, but I say that Ruster and their team, they're going to end up cleaning it up. Tasani switch over to that Genji, and he's going to end up cleaning up Rib, and that should be a team kill. Horn going to punctuate it as well, as Adatonian is alive, but nonetheless not alive in any position to get anything done for his team. And that's going to be them respawning and getting back on their offense. And right now, OWKings on the drawing board right here, and not much to say with it. Their last few plans of attack have been very weak and not able to get much done. They have got the payload over to the Hot Fox and Bear, as we are going to have a Deadeye coming out from the side of the offense. Oh, but an Earth Shatter. Oh, man, Ruster, what have you done? Absolutely devastating the side of OWKings, guys. And shield your eyes, hide the children, as that was absolutely disgusting and not friendly to watch. 4 or 5-man Earth Shatter shutting down any of the hopes of OWKings on that offense. Now the good side for OWKings is they got shut down so hard there that they didn't end up using any ultimates. Olba did try to channel the Deadeye, but nothing happened from it. He got canceled out. Tweety does have his own Earth Shatter, and Adatonian, well, he hasn't been able to get a Death Blossom at all so far, but there's going to be the sound barrier keeping the offense pretty healthy here, but the defense is going to go ahead and initiate off of the back of that, and there's going to be the barrier falling as we do see the members caught into that, but there's Icefelt picking off Tweety, and a Transcendence coming out from the defense as Maniton is is able to get that kill. RaptorZ pushing him back as they're able to secure the archway. Rib and Olba able to answer a little bit, but it's still not enough, guys. It's just a few answers amongst a sea of blood as they are losing player after player, and they are bleeding very quickly. And the side of OWKings is losing a lot of opportunity to get a decent offense going right now, and it gets harder and harder to paint it in any other story besides the side of LG looking like a very strong team in this semi-final. And unfortunately, OWKings did not come to play on the same caliber, at least on Kings Row. It is a best of 3. We'll have other maps to look at, but OWKings, they need to get their act together right now. Let's see what they can do. Multiple ultimates are available as there's going to be another Earth Shatter from RaptorZ as he ends up hitting on 2-3, and then the death loss from Adatonian, though. Maybe this is exactly what OWKings needed. A little bit of a greedy and can't speak. Initiation coming out from the offense. Defense didn't end up doing that much, and it's going to be a team kill for the side of OWKings. And again, at the last possible moment of being able to stay alive in this game, they're able to do it, but this does not bode well for them in this series. If it's going to take them this long, they need to be having similar defenses against LG, and I don't know if that's going to be the case. We'll find out here in a second, as there's going to be a Deadeye taking out RaptorZ, and that is going to prevent them from being able to stall it up. It ends up being 20 seconds after overtime that they end up capping the point, and so we have a stopwatch. Of course, it's not on your screen right now, guys, but 7 minutes and 30 seconds is already the stopwatch. We're 30 seconds over the map time, and the side of OWKings has not had a clean look on the beginnings of their pushes. It's always been the last possible moments, and notice how they are low on ultimate charge. Defense sitting very comfortable. Manton with the Graviton Surge. There's going to be Icefelt channeling that Deadeye I was just about to bring up, and of course there's the Transcendence from Zave as well. They're going to go ahead and push forward. He does pull the trigger on the barrier. That should deal about 1,000 damage to that barrier. 1,600. Or sorry, not 1,600, but it's about 1,000 damage. There's going to be the Transcendence coming out from the side of the defense. They're going to go ahead and push forward, and the Graviton Surge as well. Going to keep all of the offense on the payload, and that's just going to make it very easy to clean up. Clown tries to go for the amp up healing, but it's not nearly enough, and that's going to be everyone but Likely going down. Likely is on the escape plan, and if they could get the stagger onto him, that would be absolutely huge, but it looks like he was able to go ahead and back up. But LG Luminosity Gaming, gotta say, they are looking very, very good. Would be nice, of course, if they could punctuate their defenses by not losing it in overtime, but nonetheless, that's been the case, as they've been not able to hold it in overtime. Tweety, going to be close to that Earth Shatter. Looks like Likely close to his Transcendence. Clown close to that sound barrier, and that's exactly what they need, because the defense is sitting pretty low there, but there's going to be an initiation, I say that, and of course RaptorZ with his Earth Shatter, that's all they need. Going to be a counter Earth Shatter coming out from Tweety, and it needs to be pretty massive as Adatonian gets himself a 1 kill. Likely going to be able to channel up that Transcendence, keeping his team alive, but Tasani in the background with the Death Blossom doesn't get any kills, so that's good for them, as Cine does go down to that. Looking like the left click's coming out from Rid, because he's going to be able to take out one. RaptorZ does take out Tweety before he goes down, but nonetheless, that's still going to be a kill, and they're pushing the payload forward. 14 seconds remain, and it looks like LG is just going to have to go into a stall position here, as Icefelt gets himself an absolutely huge Death Blossom and Deadeye. I know that was actually Adatonian's Death Blossom, and Icefelt's Deadeye. And that is going to be the map, guys. They barely didn't convert. Oh, no. Yeah, they barely didn't convert. Oh, man, that was so close. So close. Literally 0.87 meters from being able to convert, guys. You can see here, this is the golden rectangle. LG, I'm clearing the stopwatch. I'm taking my hands off the keyboard, except to, of course, direct where you guys see, what heroes we follow, but this is no longer a stopwatch. LG has effectively held after a third overtime. I mean, I gotta laugh at it a little bit, because OWKings is having a little bit of a hard time, no less, and I don't at all want that to be a disrespect, but LG, man, they've been crushing it on the first few sets of offenses coming out from OWKings, but they just could not clutch it on those overtime moments, and OWKings was able to take that situation, those small clashes, and win them. LG, though, has bought themselves more than enough time, as we'll do a quick fly through of the map, guys. This is going to be point A. If LG is able to activate this point, they will go on to the streets phase of Kings Row. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and fly by OWKings here as they get set up in position. This is where the payload's going to continue to go. Marker will go ahead and move over to here. This is going to be the second checkpoint over right now, and then following this path, if the payload makes it here in 5 minutes after 5 minutes overtime, it doesn't matter if it takes them 15 minutes, it doesn't matter if it takes them 3 minutes, as the side of LG has no time to worry about, but only progression. Defensive setup is looking pretty standard, though. They're not looking for anything that different. Reaper McCree setup with a Zarya, Reinhardt, and Zen Lucio. Very, very stock standard from Overwatch Kings, and I definitely don't blame them in a situation. Maybe it actually is a situation, though, where you do want to pull out a pocket strategy. That is some teams' logics. Of course, you have two ways to look at pocket strategies or newer strategies. You can either pull them out to be able to surprise opponents and take games where you wouldn't expect them, or B, you can take them in a situation where you're losing and you just need to get a win. But some teams will avoid doing that because they don't want to let other teams know about the strategy. As it looks like Cindy is going to eat that Fire Strike as he's going to be on that Widowmaker. A little bit of a different look here as we are going to have Maniton on that. They've definitely got a different set of strategies. LG, I gotta say, they've definitely been on the drawing board with their strategies. We do see Junkrat on offense a little bit here on Kings Row, but it's not common. That's just the frank way to put it. We are going to have him set up over here, not going for that hotel spam, as Olba's going to get the first kill, taking out Senny, and that's a good start for them. If they're going to push forward off the initiation, off the back of that, as they're going to continue to look for more kills. You can see as Adatonian's actually going to even call the nice shot as he was taken out there. I'm not even sure who's actually, I believe it was the McCree who ended up taking him out, but Cindy will be back to spawn, and that means that the defense is going to have to give respect to the side of the offense, as they will be able to shoot them if they're not behind the wall this corner, especially, oh, rip. Not good for you. That's a huge headshot from Cindy, taking out that Zarya. And of course, Zarya being down, no bubbles, that's 400 HP. The defense is going to be missing out on not only in the hero herself, but if you count the barriers, it's 800 HP total, and Cindy's going to land another shot. He's feeling it right now. He is going off. Icefeld, there's a third kill for Cindy. This is going to be a 4K at this rate. Can he land it? He does. Likely goes down, and Cindy, my man, with this Widowmaker going off right now for his team. Now the question is, can Overwatch Kings shut him down and deal with him, as they will be able to take the point? There's a wall there, buddy. I know wall hacks are good, but they're not that good, as he will be able to land the shot onto Adatoni, but that is just going to go ahead and build up support ultimates, as Clown isn't there yet. Likely should let him build it up and not use the Harmony Orb at all. But there is going to be the sights finally fading. No vision available for the Maniton. I'm surprised he hasn't switched yet, but I imagine it'll just be a Riptire and then swap. Rest of the offense going to be coming up the streets phase. Looking for that headshot. Not going to land, but he does not really need to land. Well, he always could land more, but after that 3K, that was absolutely huge. Olba going to be able to take out Zave. That's not exactly what LG wanted at all. Why weren't you behind the barrier there, buddy? Tweety going to be able to take out the Riptire there, as it looks like this is definitely so far an defensive show. And then I say that Maniton and Cindy, they're going to go ahead and light up the kill feed. Cindy, as soon as I switch away from him, he gets more kills, does end up going down. We're going to switch back to Maniton, because of course we do like to see something a little bit different in Overwatch here and there, as the meta has stagnated lately. But pushing forward is the side of the offense of LG, as Overwatch Kings did get their push, did get their stabilization, did get their fight, but it wasn't enough to buy them full stabilization on the defense. They're going to have to go ahead and back up. Graviton Surge. They've been huge for Rip so far, and he's going to go ahead and get a pretty decent one onto 2, but there is going to be the Transcendence as well. That's going to go ahead and negate it, but they go ahead and use it during the sound barrier. Greatly disagree with that. Nonetheless, it ends up happening. Rip's going to be on Ruster here. Ruster's in a very awkward spot. He will end up going down, and Cindy, he's going to go down as well. Maniton now going to have to get a decent job done with this Riptire, and it ends up immediately going down, but no, he does explode. It does get the kill, and now he's going to bop himself over the sky, flying through the air, getting those grenades and good angles, but it's not enough. They haven't gotten the payload around the corner yet, and it looks like Icefeld's all by himself. It looks like Maniton in the background, though, with those grenades. They weren't expecting it. Rib, he's all alone right now, and he should go down to these grenades. He will, and that's going to be the payload continuing to push, and if you look at the ultimate feed, it's definitely going to be enough for the side of LG to probably secure this point with an Earth Shatter available for Ruster, and also a Deadeye available for Icefeld, but he's actually nowhere nearby. Forgive me there, as we do have 5 minutes and 24 seconds for the side of LG to work this last point of the map. Again, stopwatch does not matter. That's why there's no time on your point, guys. As you can see, it's 69.18 meters, 0.72 meters from being able to convert. As Olba's going to channel the Deadeye coming around, looking for those shots. None going to end up landing, and that will just buy them another 6 seconds on the clock, but they're going to need a bunch of those Deadeyes and a bunch of that stall for them to be able to get where they need going. Adatonian did teleport and playing vision, so if the side of LG was paying attention, they will be able to stop it, but there's going to be a Death Blossom coming in the background. He's going to be able to take out Icefeld, but Tasani is there and able to get the kill. It looks like Mineral able to trade out onto his own number. The Lucio Clown taken out, and now Cindy going to be in the background with Rib, taking out Rib with Zave. Now the offense continuing to push forward, but only 3 members alive. They need to wait for reinforcements to go ahead and take the next fight, but Cindy goes ahead and builds himself up this Dragon Blade. Deadeye available for Icefeld still, and Zave does have the Transcendence. And this could be bad tidings for the side of the defense, as Olba is the only one with the ultimate available, as he's going to have a Deadeye. And there's going to be Icefeld channeling the Deadeye. So there's also going to be the Dragon Blade coming out from Cine, as he's going to be looking for the shot. But Olba, great play from him. Great patience, not pulling the trigger before the deflect went out. I'm not even sure if Cine had it available, but he didn't end up using the deflect. Now this is definitely, no, this is not good for OwerWatchKings. Look at that kill feed. Double kill for Icefeld, double kill for Manitin. And now the side of LG pushing in here on the first map. And I gotta say, this is a dominating, commanding performance here from LG in the semifinals. They're looking to take it 2-0. But of course, this would just be the first map, and they would be going up 1-0. Looking for those shots. Not going to take that mount barrier yet, as there's going to be a Primal Rage channel out, but a Flashbang going to go ahead and stop him dead in his tracks. Or Shadow gets nothing done, as that was a big whiff coming out of Tweety, but Olba gets something done for his team, gets himself a double kill, makes himself a 3K. Could he make it a 4K? He's pushing forward. He's looking for more, going to duel up against Icefeld. Icefeld gets his better number, wins the first 2 shots, and that's going to force Olba back. That's going to give the defense a little bit more breathing room in the offense. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board here, but they have plenty of time to figure it out and plenty of time to debate it. Of course, they just want to get into the action, as Overwatch is a tempo-based game. You don't want to spend too much time deliberating and debating. You just want to go, this is the plan, this is the strategy, let's do it. Double Deadeyes going out, as multiple skulls are going to be in for Olba. In fact, he can pull the trigger right now, and it would fall. No, Icefeld! I don't know if that's a pretty big mistake there coming out from Tweety, as he ended up not keeping the barrier there. Now Icefeld takes out Olba and Anatoni. Madison onto Cloud and Zave onto Rib, and that's all the kills needed for the offense right here, as it is going to be Olba switching over to that Tracer. He didn't have the Deadeye available 50%, as he had to switch away, but now it's just a matter of inevitability here for the side of LG, as they have 3 minutes and the payload super close. It's going to be going into the stall situation, as there's going to be Zave taking out another one, but Cine ends up taking out Cloud and Anatoni, and Olba's low on HP. He's going to end up going down. We got to go to the overhead, and it is going to be a conversion. And LG Luminosity Gaming in the semifinals of the ESL Go4 Overwatch monthly July finals. LG is up 1-0 over OWKings. And again, guys, I want to emphasize that the winner of this goes on to the finals, obviously, but that the finals is where all the prizes are. There are no prizes for third place. There are no prizes for anything lower than that. And oh man, what a Deadeye from Icefeld. You can see the little bit of damage going out there from the charged up Zarya. Manitin trying to be his own follow-up, but then the health bars just disappeared. But Manitin, 62% kill participation on that Zarya. He was working it very hard with that gravity or particle cannon is what it's called. But nonetheless, Zarya making a huge influence in the game. No surprise there. Zarya, one of the very, very strong heroes in the current meta. But yeah, LG, winner of this, they go on. Or OWKings. Of course, it is going to be match point for LG, so if OWKings wants to go on into the finals, they're going to have to win 2 maps in a row without fail. But the winner of this does go on into the semifinal, into the finals, and the finals is $300 for €300 for second place and €600 for first place, which means, of course, guys, that third and fourth place get nothing. Losing this gets you nothing. Winning gets you everything. Not only into the semifinal, or not only into the finals, but into the prize pools. And this is the kind of situation that you want to be in if you're on LG's boat. Now, if you're OWKings' boat, you're not necessarily unhappy with getting here to the semifinals and getting here to the monthly finals for a second time in a row, very consistently performing in the Tier 2, but at the same time, you're a competitor, and that thirst for victory, that need to compete, that need to prove that you're a better player, a better Overwatch individual, a better team player than the other team is always going to be there as a competitor, and it should never be quenched. So OWKings not going to be happy with that performance in the end, and they are going to try to figure it out here, but can they is going to be the question that we have to ask. Of course, guys, if you're rooting for OWKings in chat, do go ahead and let me know. If you guys are rooting for LG in chat, do let me know. I know we have some LG loyal in here. Of course, MKL, the coach of Luminosity, and Ravaga, been definitely spamming the LG loyal. It looks like we are going to stay sides. OWKings going to be first to defend. LG going to be first to assault. As that means I do need to press this button. Let's see. Let's hope this works, guys. Let's hope this works. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, wow. OWKings, you're just not supposed to be that big of a name. There we go. It worked, guys. Production value. Production value. Welcome to Route 66. This will be the next map of conflict. Loser of this, if it is LG, is going. Or winner of this is LG. OWKings will unfortunately be taking their ticket home and to the spectator portion of the tournament, as they will not be able to. Or I guess they will be playing in the third place decider, but nonetheless, they will not be participating in the finals, it will be LG. But if LG loses this, we will be going to the rubber match, the third map of the series. But again, the high side, the cave in, and of course there is the garage over here. But mainly this is the big attraction that everyone talks about. It is Big Earls. Some cool things I want to go ahead and bring up for you guys in your comp play, some analysis that you guys can think on and look at. Of course, most teams, or most early on in pugs, you try to hold over here, sometimes on this catwalk. The higher you get up in the skill rating, 60, 70, 80s plus, you are going to be looking at teams mirroring competitive play. The reason that you want to hold Big Earls is quite a few, actually. First of all, your main flank is here, controlled by being on top of it. Your secondary flank is here, controlled by being on top of it. The only entrance on top for non-verticality heroes is in the back, which is naturally controlled by sitting on Big Earls. In addition to that, the Reinhardt can actually stand right here where my camera is on the ledge. I'm going to go slightly up, try to go slightly up, right here on this ledge, and if they are right above the payload, it will stall it out and will contest it. So there are a lot of benefits to working on Big Earls, and on top of that, it is level with all other degrees of verticality that lead up to it. Big Earl's good spot, great defensive position, but it looks like it is going to be an aggressive defense coming out from the side of Overwatch Kings as they look to go in very aggressive at the start. Rib going to be taking a Discord Orb as well, some big shots, but it looks like Tweedy is able to take out Mineral Manitin onto Olba, so 1-for-1 trade to start it out, and that is not going to favor the defense, considering the run that they got to take, and Cine going to be getting himself into the kills. He pushes forward, looking for even more. Rib does take him out, though, but that's going to be Icefelt answering back, and again, every kill that they take... Oh, I'm not trying to say you're spamming at all. I was just trying to say that you're giving your fanship, man. And in no way do I mean that as spamming in a negative sense. Feel free to spam PogChamps. Feel free to spam cheering for your teams, guys. I have no problem at all with cheering and spamming for your teams. It's basically the best that you guys can do as far as outwardly expressing the excitement of the matches. Tasani going to be able to take out Additonian to continue forward, and Icefelt looking for those headshots. Going to be able to take out one onto the Monkey, but not enough. Rip does just lose his armor. Icefelt takes out Likely, and now going to be looking onto that Zarya, but Zarya will going to get the better number, but there's a flashbang and a fan. Rib wasn't ready for that. He just got decapitated, executed, and now it's going to be this Zarya in a bad position taking a headshot. That is Tweedy. He's going to end up going down, and Tasani ends up using a Dragon Blade, but honestly, not needed with the work that Icefelt put in there in the background, but nonetheless, he ends up using it anyways, and that is going to be the first point taken in 1 minute and 30 seconds, and LG looking pretty good here on their offense as they look to push forward here. Overwatch Kings needing to figure out what works for them, what they need to do, what kind of play that they can set up, that they can stabilize with, that they can win fights with, because right now the strategy, the play, it's very stock standard, but it's not working for them. And in these situations where you're at the tournament line, if you're going to be losing because you're playing stock standard, this is usually where I like to look at the logic of play something a little bit different, play something you've been practicing, try something that is not what you're normally doing in a tournament situation like this. But Icefelt going to be able to take out Olba, and Ruster going to be able to take out Tweedy, and that's not good at all, as the offense is just cleaning house of Overwatch Kings. Only 2 members going to be left, and that's going to be Rib and Likely. As Likely is nowhere near, he's just going to be hanging out in the spawn, as there's really no one there at all. And that's going to be free purse going out. But what I say there, guys, is not to say, oh, you know, play something you've never played before in a match where you're about to be knocked out. No, but play something you've practiced and practiced that you haven't busted out in a tournament maybe, or that you don't bust out as much. Maybe you don't think is quite ready for tournament play, or is still in progress. At the end of the day, if the standard is not working for you and you're getting cleaned house, it is always worth a risk of change, as there is going to be Manitin over here with the self-destruct. He does get flashbang, which means that it's going to fall even faster. Self-destruct gets nothing done, though. There are no more ultimates available for the side of the offense, as Icefelt already used his pulse bomb, but there we go. There's going to be a Dragon Blade activated from Tasani as he gets farmed up very quickly, misses the first slash onto Likely, which actually allows him to get the Transcendence off, although he probably would have used it anyways if the first slash would have hit him, but there's going to be another slash onto him at the end of that Transcendence, getting decapitated, cut in half. That's Zenyatta in 2 places on the map as it continues. Tasani looking for another slash, going to not be able to take out Rib, but it does help take him out. And that's going to be LG continuing to push forward unabated, and the side of Overwatch Kings having a very hard time getting any of their play figured out here. No major swaps up yet. Manitin's still going to be on that Diva, as I would like to see, again, the side of Overwatch Kings switch up their heroes. It is a little bit of a hard thing to watch when a team is playing the same strategy over and over again and is not working for them. Now, sometimes right now, Overwatch is a very stable meta, so it is worth saying that I should just encapsulate what I just said in a giant grain of salt that says, meta is established, and playing the meta is good if you can play it well. But at the same time, when it's not working, sometimes you do need to change things up. Tweedy takes out Tasani, or Cine. That's going to be a big kill for them. Rib trying to duel it up against Ruster. Looks like he will be able to take him out with the help of Additonian. As we switch over to that, Additonian going to be looking for those big kills, looking for that big change. Well, good job. Making everyone feel guilty. Oh, that Earth Shatter double shot. Anatonian. But I gotta say, that was off the back of just strictly the play coming out of Tweedy, as they needed that right now to go ahead and buy themselves more time. LG's offense has just been absolutely terrifying, and Anatonian making huge plays for themselves right there to the side of Overwatch Kings, buying them good time here. As of course those 3 kills will buy another 10 seconds. Looking at the side of LG and their ultimate charge, Zave does have a Transcendence available, but there's going to be another Death Blossom initiation. This is going to be Anatonian getting a lot of damage done with this. A Transcendence is going to be used by Zave to go ahead and prevent this, but a later Transcendence coming out of Likely, going to be staying around for later on in the fight. Going to help his team out a little bit more. I say that, but Icefelt, Maniton, they're getting all the kills. Icefelt, he's lighting up right now along with Maniton. This is just not good at all for the side of Overwatch Kings. There's a 3K apiece, or a 2K for Maniton, or 2K for Icefelt, 4K for Maniton, as they continue to push forward. LG, 5 minutes on the stopwatch, 2 minutes remain on the clock. This has definitely been a better defense from the side of Overwatch Kings compared to Kings Row. Route 66 is a slightly shorter map. At least there's not as many twists and turns, it feels like, as Adatonian's going to be able to get those kills on Icefelt with that Death Blossom. There's going to be a Dragon Blade channel out from Tasani, and this needs to be huge if they're going to go ahead and convert right now, but it looks like Likely and team might be able to just stabilize here as Overwatch Kings is alive. Only 3 heroes remain in the area, and they're going to have to go and back up and meet up with the remaining offensive members and get the push back going. As Likely is getting very close to charging up that ultimate 80%. This healing up onto Tweedy is doing work for him. Of course, he would like to just get a little bit more before the next fight. Olba is going to be the only one with an ultimate available. I'm looking at the offense, and the closest one is going to be 40%. There's going to be a Graviton Surge going out, but it doesn't hit up on anyone there. Right, Ruster gets pulled back into it as he charges out. Looks like Olba's going to be able to take him out before Ruster takes too much damage from that charge, and Icefelt, though, comes into the side, gets the pick on Olba. Good start. As Icefelt continuing forward, Maniton goes down to Tweedy as Zave takes out Tweedy, so 1-for-1 trades again and again. But this will favor the defense in this position, as they do have a little bit of space before the offense is on the payload, and they do have the shorter respawn, but Icefelt and Zave. Adatonian's going to go down to Icefelt, getting himself another kill, as he is just lighting up right now. Likely going to go ahead and channel the Transcendence, but there's going to be a second Transcendence coming out from the offense. Of course, that's going to be Zave. See what he can get done here. Tweedy going to get a good play there as he takes out Senny. He takes out Mineral with the charge, but I don't think it's quite enough yet, as there's going to be a massive Earth Shatter coming out. It might have just been enough from Ruster, as the shots going out from Icefelt continue to be very good, but he ends up missing 2 there critically. And that might just be enough, though, with Death Blossom in the background. Maniton ends up cleaning up the rest, and that is going to be a conversion, guys. 6:44 is going to be the time that I have on my clock as Overwatch Kings looks to try to beat that offense on their own time.
0-3. Switching sides.
Go ahead and confirm with the players and other casters to make sure that we are all good there. Okay. Alright, good deal. Good deal. So, of course, guys, the stopwatch will be appearing in the top left hand of your screen. It will appear as a time to beat for the side of, a time beat for Overwatch Kings. If they fail to beat that time, they fail to clear the map. Of course, this is Route 66. This is the first phase. This is the first checkpoint. There is no little marker right now to go ahead and show you that, but that is going to be the first checkpoint. Second one goes along through this bend. A bend again, a little bit of a U shape, and then that is going to be here. It's going to be the second point. And then last but not least, where it took, I gotta say, LG a little bit longer than expected, is going to be this last point right here, the final point of the map, and the capture point. So, let's see what ends up happening here for the side of Overwatch Kings. So their offense needs to be very clean, very effective, as they have some time on the clock, but 6:44 is definitely not you know, they could have definitely hoped for a full hold, I guess, but it is a longer time. I mean, the honesty is it is a 9-minute map that definitely gave more time for the defense to work with if they could have held for another minute or two, but they buy themselves enough, I think. I think the better story is to paint is that LG had a very, very good start to the push, but then after that, it just seemed like at the third point, it really was Overwatch Kings. Adatonian got himself a 4K by himself. Death Blossoms, good left clicks, good positioning, poking out of corners, just absolutely eviscerating heroes before they were able to respond. As we go to a nice overhead view for you guys here to start this map off here on Route 66, second iteration, Overwatch Kings offense versus LG. You guys are watching the ESL Go4 July monthly finals. Winner of this goes on to play in a finals for €900 total. Second place gets 300. First place gets 600. Winning is everything. Losing this series, unfortunately, makes you fall very short, or quite short of getting to that prize money. But nonetheless, you were only one win away, one series away from getting into it. Adatonian going to be going in as that Genji off the bat. He's going to get the first kill on the Mineral, and this is Overwatch Kings. This is the kind of offense they definitely needed to start with. The time on the clock gives them a lot of opportunities, but if they can go ahead and get a very quick start and use all of the time, or save all the time for that last point, that's exactly what you want to do as the offense in an ideal situation. And Zave's going to go ahead and get staggered there. I'm not sure why he had pushed up so fast so quickly. Not waiting for his team is going to go ahead and end up punishing him, and Adatonian makes a huge opening set of plays for his team. There you go. Adatonian. What can you continue to do? 7% away from this Dragon Blade. He's going to go ahead and dash through, get another 5% there with that dash, and there you go. He's going to go ahead and get the Dragon Blade off the back of that, and he's just going to go ahead and use it and immediately take out this Reaper. That's Maniton going down, slashes every single one, doing so much damage here to the Zarya. Maniton's going to fall as well. Now, Winston trying to stay alive. It looks like Mineral is able to get that kill onto the Genji, but it's not after he got himself a double kill. The stall is continuing here from LG as they want to buy themselves as much time as possible. And now to Cine. Cine channels his own Dragon Blade, and it looks like his Dragon Blade might just end up being a little bit better here. He ends up taking out Tweety, and in the background, Zave is able to help take out Rib, and that's going to be LG stalling up on the first point, leaving 5 minutes and 15 seconds here on the clock for Overwatch Kings to work with. Zave able to take out Olva, Zave able to take out Rib, and the rest were all given to, or taken by Cine with that Dragon Blade. But that's exactly what I agree with in Twitch chat. Zave can be quite the Zenyatta god himself sometimes. Of course, not quite to the same degree as Kusta. Would like to see players start to figure out what... I mean, Kusta's one of those players, whenever you watch him play it, it's always like kill after kill after kill after kill when he plays Zenyatta. Very strong Zenyatta player when it comes to getting those frags, but likely going to have to be forced to use that Transcendence if he wants to live, and that's going to be the case, as both Transcendents are going to go out. Olba in the background with the Deadeye, Cindy's in the background. He could go for the deflect, but it looks like Olba's going to go ahead and take out Zave after that Transcendence. Oh, there's going to be a pretty good flashbang, but also better Graviton Surge, as all of the defense is caught in it right now. Tweety able to get himself one kill, Rib with another, and now Maniton, and likely Maniton's going to be one of the only heroes left really alive, as it is also Ruster, but there's going to be a Death Blossom going out from Icefell. Can it get enough? It doesn't look like it. Maniton does take out one onto Tweety, but Clown now in a bad spot, caught on these stairwells all by himself, and are we going to see another full hold coming out of LG here? Overwatch Kings got a full held last map against the side of BX3, and is it going to be the side of LG full holding Overwatch Kings when they have such time to work with? 4 minutes on the clock, but only 1 minute remains on the first point, and the payload is starting to back up beyond 5 meters. Guys, if you guys are rooting for Overwatch Kings, definitely get your Pog Champs, get your Dongers, get your spam in chat for them, because they need the energy. They need it right now. They need to figure it out. Senny with the Dragon Blade available is going to make it much harder for them to even do anything about that, and not to mention they have a Maniton Graviton Surge to even combo with that. Dash through with it to Cine, going to be able to take out Rib with the help of Icefeld. Now going to be looking onto his opposite numbers. Adatonian goes for his own deflect, but ends up taking the dash. There's going to be a Discord orb from likely onto him, but there's going to be the Dragon Blade. Both Dragon Blades, actually. We're going to go ahead and go to Adatonian first, as the onus is on him to get something done a lot more. And Olba with the double kill, Adatonian with the double kill. And it looks like it will be Cine, end up going down with 30 seconds remaining on the clock, but that's going to be 3 minutes left on the clock. And I got to say, LG did a pretty good job buying themselves some time to work with here on this map, on the second section. But Overwatch Kings able to convert, and that was necessary. They were not in a good position leading up into that. They were definitely on the precipice of being full held and knocked out 2-0 here in the semifinals and not able to play for any of the prize money. But nonetheless, Overwatch Kings is still alive. A breath of fresh air, a drip of blood in the veins as they have a chance to go ahead and take this. The bleeding is stopped for now. Maniton with the Graviton Surge could just go ahead and open up a gash and wound though, and that's going to be massive because yes, they have the barrier, but all the heroes of the offense are on, or defense are on here. Icefeld's going to be able to take out Rib, even though Olba takes out Ruster, but it's just a kill feed. That is nothing but the side of LG. Olba's going to be only one of the last members alive, and that should be a team kill to punctuate the point, as Rib is the only member alive, but he's back in the spawn. And if we look at the time on the clock, guys, 2 minutes and 30 seconds remain for Overwatch Kings to get something done, and if they don't, it is GG, and LG will be moving on to the finals, and we'll be watching LG take on to be decided in the finals for €900, 600 going to the winner of that. But right now, it's not over yet. Overwatch Kings with a moment, a shot. They need a flash of brilliance to get it done, and it looks like Icefeld's going to just go ahead and shut that down with just absolutely blinding, shutting out any light that they had, any opportunity. Icefeld with the 4K, just going to town right now. He's going to make it a 5K. Could he make it a 6K? No. Don't take that kill. Ruster's going to take it, but a 5K coming out from Icefeld, and that is LG. Going to be taking the map, and GG's are called for Overwatch Kings, and there you go, guys. That is LG looking like the squad that they are. We'll go ahead and let the time run out. But GG's, and man, Overwatch Kings, unfortunately, not able to get anything done. And really, at the end of the day, guys, it is just a strong performance coming out of LG. I mean, I have to say they are looking like a better team, but oh, man, it is just... It's hard to watch. I'm definitely a big fan of Overwatch Kings myself, guys. I'm going to be honest about that. They've been a team that I've always wanted to see perform, a team that I've always wanted to see do well, and it looks like LeMix is already into the finals, guys. So our finals is already decided. After this, we'll be getting right into it, but 20 seconds away from the play of the game, I'll go ahead and start getting the plugs done so I can go straight to a break to rest my voice and get more energetic for the finals cast, guys. But the finals is going to be coming up. LeMix took their way all the way to the top half of the bracket, and at the bottom half of the bracket, it is going to be the side of LG taking it as they move on to the semifinals. 900 euro being played out next. LG versus LeMix. Who's going to end up taking it? We'll find out here in a moment. If you guys enjoyed the commentary, enjoyed the cast, do follow down below on the channel, twitch.tv/DotaRaptors. All VODs are uploaded to my YouTube, which you guys will be seeing on the waiting screen, youtube.com/DotaRaptors. And if you guys enjoy my commentary, you can follow me on Twitter at RaptorZOW. But if you haven't, definitely go check out Overwatch Kings. Go check out LG on Twitter. Go check out this man, Additonian, making big things happen for his team here on this point. Without this heroic play, without these plays from him and Olba, they would have been just absolutely mopped with. And it was just not a good situation. I don't know if it is, what's exactly going wrong with Overwatch Kings right now, guys. But right now, they are not looking to the same caliber that we would normally expect from them. But nonetheless, that's not the story that we want to fixate on. The story that we want to fixate on is, of course, the side of LG. They are looking terrifying, and LeMix is going to have to take them on in the finals, and we'll see who ends up winning that series, guys. But for now, we're going to go to a break. If you guys want more Overwatch action from ESL, follow at ESL Overwatch on Twitter. And again, thank you so much to ESL for letting me cast these matches and provide you guys the English coverage. Go ahead and get on social media, get on Twitter, let everyone know that the July monthly finals, best of 5 coming up next between LeMix and LG. Both teams will be walking away with money, but one team will be walking away with 600 versus 300 euro. Will it be LeMix? Will it all be LG? Let me know in chat. Let me know on social media. Let me know wherever you guys want, and go ahead and get out there and spread the word. But we'll be getting into this next match here in just a moment, as it will be the side of LeMix versus LG in the ESL Go4 EU Overwatch July finals. 600 euro for first place, 300 for second. I'm RaptorZ, and we'll be right back, guys, with the next match. And we'll be closing up the stream here in a second. But oh man, can LeMix take on LG, or can LG take on LeMix? Which story will we be telling? Find out in the next few minutes.